Did anybody see the
I
other
think we're
concert
about
last
to
night at
start
Hanukkah?
now. So it is now
Oh,
10
okay.
o'clock,
All right.
so we are going to start. So if everybody can mute yourselves if you're not speaking, and Cantor Nimi, I think you're singing us in, right?
I am. Uh, Harold, I think I sent you a slightly updated text, but it's quite all right because I think this still has most of the same words. It's the verses 2 and 3 that I'm still offering again today, but with a different composer. Um, I think, in fact, Yagon. I got it to you a little bit later last night. Do I need to resend?
Can we just use these words though, Cantor Nimi? Is that
There were a few that were missing, but it would likely work. I think folks here have now gotten familiar with those two verses that repeat
yes?
ad ana over and over
I
again.
think we should just do it. So we
Sure. All
okay.
right. So this is a setting by I'm actually not 100% sure how to pronounce it because I've only seen it spelled in Hebrew. Chaim, either Layman or Lyman. I'm not sure. Oh, and there it is. So if anyone, it was spelled Lamed Yud Yud Mem Nun. So if anyone knows how to pronounce that, that's great. Otherwise, I'm just gonna offer it for you all now. All right. Ad, ad ana, ad ana Hashem. Ad ana tishkacheni netzach. Ad ana tasir et panecha mimeni. Ad ana tasir, ad ana. Ad ana Hashem. Ad ana tishkacheni netzach. Ad ana tastir et panecha mimeni. Ad ana tastir. Ad ana. Ad ana shit etzot benafshi. Yagon bilvavi omam. Ad ana yarov oivi alai. Ad ana, ad ana, ad ana. Ad ana shit etzot benafshi. Yagron bilvavi omam. Ad ana yarov oivi alai. Ad ana, ad ana, ad ana.
Can you leave that up for a second, Harold? I just want us to read this translation.
And that's my translation, by the way.
And by the way, that's a gorgeous translation, and you can certainly hear in the music the building pressure of the repetition of the Adana in such a powerful way. How long, eternal, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I take counsel alone with grief in my heart all day? How long will my enemy rise above me? Wow, just spectacular. I really love that setting. Who is this? Who's the writer? Who's the composer?
It
And what?
was a YouTube video that I found that
Wow.
just had the name like in the image in the video, like static, not even like text that I could copy, but it was
Yeah.
the last first name was Chaim, last name was Lamed Yud Yud Mem Nun, so either Layman or Lyman. I'm not
Wow.
sure.
Wow, wow, wow. But you've never heard of him.
Nope.
Wow, well, thank you. Wow. Okay, so this is a very powerful psalm, and I think a lot of us resonate with it. And as we've pulled it apart a little bit, you can see the degree of its strength. So Harold, are we starting today with personal?
We are starting today. We are starting today, and I'm going to put the first people in chat in this order. Although I have to coordinate. There's some people who told me what days they can be here, what days they can't be here. So here's what I have in order, and I will be recognizing people. And is Joan Friedman here today? Joan is here. Joan, if you could look through that list and be looking on chat and chatting people so that they know who's coming next, and let me know if there's anyone I should be skipping, it would be very much appreciated. So we have offerings from, what did I say, Rabbi? 25 people today. And enter full screen. So we will start with.
We're going to start, and please, folks, be aware if you're next in the queue to be ready to unmute yourselves, because we have a lot. So we really want to be able to move through them, and it really helps if people are prepared. And as Harold said, he'll have in the chat when you're coming up. And I just wanted to start with a Shechianu today, because we know that this morning the first person in New York State received a vaccine. So on this week, is this week number 36, Harold?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. So let's just say a Shechianu together as this first. We have no idea what the long term, what it'll emerge, but it certainly is an important day. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu l'zman hazeh.
Okay.
Okay, now let's go.
Robin Baslaw.
Okay. For the conductor, a suggestion: let it go. How long will I stay stuck in bondage to self, believing my thoughts are reality? How long will I be bewildered by the disconnect between my intent and the impact of my actions? How long will I believe I'm in charge? How long will I choose to remain apart from? When I'm connected, I'm protected from those four horsemen: terror, bewilderment, frustration, and despair. Willingness and acceptance are key, but so is remembering. In community, I've come to believe that acceptance, support, and love are enough. Trusting that the light is always there, though sometimes hard to see.
Beautiful. So tell us a little bit about writing this.
So two things were happening when the first time I read this psalm. My brother was really sick with COVID, and it was a terrifying time. And that feeling of hopelessness, and my wanting to pull a Shirley MacLaine from Terms of Endearment, and just realizing that there was nothing that I could do. And I reached out to him, and he's an observant man, and I said, I'm studying Psalms. Is there one that you would like me to do? And he said 121, and Yael was kind enough to read it to me in Hebrew so I could practice saying it every day. And just meeting him where he was and having something to do was very powerful. And I would not have done this before this class. I can tell you that 100%. So that's, one part of it. And then, for me, the enemy is within. The crucial line in the psalm for me was splash light in my eyes, lest I sleep with death. And the question is, what the big ask is, how do I access myself to that light, and how am I going to respond? What am I going to respond to? I'm used to responding a certain way. It's those negative things that my DNA goes to, and choosing that there is another way, and not to abandon my soul. And I think a lot of this class, and maybe Hanukkah, and even looking for the light, is a huge step. So that's kind of the gist of it.
I just love that. For the conductor, a suggestion: let it go. What a great way to start, and what a great way to see that as part of the psalm, as opposed to the way some people see it as not part of the psalm. Beautiful. Very, very powerful. How's your brother?
He is starting to get better. Thanks for asking. Now, his wife is super sick with it, and one of their kids. So it's hopefully everyone will make it through. And I'll just keep saying Psalm 121.
Yeah. Isn't that powerful to have something to do like that?
It is. It really is. I thank you for that. I thank this class for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Robin.
Noreen and I will be doing something tomorrow, so I'm going to skip past that one. and come to Stephen Deem.
Good morning. A meditation to forget regret. Unbearable. I can't stand it. Grief, heartache, sorrow. My muscles ache. They don't have the strength to climb out from under the weight of the stones that crush me. My opponents celebrate. They tell me there is light at the end of the tunnel, or just around the corner, and over the rainbow. Enlighten me now. Nature dances the dance of life and death. L'chaim, a healing. Imagine you are sitting in a safe and healing light. Allow that light to embrace your body. Allow the light to envelop you with loving kindness. Feel the breath of loving kindness. Listen to the sounds of loving kindness. Smell and taste the sweetness of loving kindness. Allow the light to nurture your heart and caress your soul, inside and outside, selling healing to every cell of your body. As you breathe in the light, breathe out regret, sorrow, hurt. Imagine you are a tree experiencing photosynthesis.
Oh.
L'chaim.
Wow. As you breathe in the light, breathe out regret, sorrow, hurt. Beautiful. Speak to us, Stephen.
Well, I mean, obviously I was working on it since the beginning, and I had a great deal of trouble with it because it's kvetching to me. It's, when I was a kid, my grandmother said to me, Stevie, don't get old. So I'm from a long line of kvetches, it hurts and this is terrible. And God is going to come and save us. And God is not. We're asking much too much because it's God's job. It's the deity's job to give us oxygen, to give us breath, to give us light. And we're just like, save me, I'm helpless, I'm a baby. So I know that the psalmist, that the playwright, the poet is dealing with people who know that when they say certain buzzwords, they connect to their feeling of the Almighty because they've been trained. But a lot of people today aren't. So just by saying, Adonai Eloheinu does not actually trigger me into a sense of healing, but meditation does. So I just wanted to offer that to myself, of course, but to everybody else who's suffering the sorrow and the hurt.
Yep, beautiful, Stephen. I really, really love it. Thank you. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Michael Goldstein. And Michael, I hope you don't mind, I took the liberty of making goodness and the good in the initial caps, small caps that we use to represent Yod-Heh Vov-Heh in the English translation.
Thank you. I appreciate that. For the conductor, a song in the style of David. Will my sense of complete loneliness from goodness be for always? Will goodness ever return to me? Will worries and heartfelt anguish be with me every day? Will adversaries ever cease to torment my soul? I beseech the good to respond and not neglect me. Return light to my soul, or I will lose all energy, succumb and die. My foes would then exult, we have crushed him as I falter and fail. As for me, I have faith in the loving kindness of the good, and my soul will celebrate the rescue and salvation of goodness. I will praise the good for being kind and just to me.
Beautiful. And Harold, I like seeing in the writing like that. It certainly emphasizes what Michael has been telling us all along. All right, talk to us a little, Michael.
Well, as you know, I prefer to use the idea of the good and goodness. And it just spoke to me in this psalm very clearly. And the anguish and the trust and the hope and the and the feeling that doing good will transcend everything else.
Beautiful. And I got to tell you, you're having an impact on me. I'm starting to think that way. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
All right. So moving right along, we should have Donna Gray. And Donna, I will make it a little bigger in just a minute. I hear your voice saying, Harold, could you make this just a little bigger? So this is, how's that?
Perfect. Thank you.
Nice and centered.
Thank you very much, Harold. How long will this go on, God? I have to.
Do you have a printed out copy of your own, Donna?
Not right here in front of me, no. Okay. But I can read it now. There were some of the people were blocking the text.
Right, okay.
How long will this go on, God? How long before I know what normal will be when I finally try to go back there? Will anything be the same? For what feels like forever, I barricade myself in my bubble. When invisible droplets fraught with danger lurk in the air, nothing seems safe. I stick my head out, but quickly retreat back inside my turtle shell. How does a nervous system endlessly reverberating on high alert learn to trust again? Beam me up, God, up beyond the part of myself that cowers in fear. Beam me up to a higher knowing that all will be well. All will be well, won't it? A vaccine is on the horizon. Hope is on the horizon, with new stewards promising to lead us to the promised land. But who will I be when I get there, if I get there? And what will I find? God only knows. Help me, my God. Help me to have faith when nothing is certain. Help me to know that I can and will always adapt to whatever comes. Help me to embrace what is and what will be with an open heart. I place my trust in your hands and I put on my mask.
I love that. That's beautiful. And again, rooted in our moments, but so much way beyond our moments. So Donna, speak to us about writing it.
When I write these things, it's a way for me to try and get in touch with what I'm feeling.
Yep.
And years ago, when Ari Lev was doing a Psalms class, I used this psalm also with.
Barbara, can you mute yourself, please?
Yes, I'm very sorry.
Thank you. Go ahead, Donna.
No problem.
Also using the first line of Mitchell. And that one was, how long will this go on, Lord, this grief I can hardly bear? And at that time, it was right after my mother died. And I don't know if you recall, but I sent it to you when you were recuperating after surgery, and you actually read it on a Friday night. But, that wasn't what was up for me right now. And after going out to medical appointments this week, I found myself really scared. And just really tuned into the part of myself that is really scared and wondering, like people are talking about when we go back and it's all going to be normal, but I don't know, and I don't know how I'm going to feel.
Yep. And nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yep. So, and so I was, earlier last week, Sherry mentioned, the idea of, the Sybil and the multiple personalities. And this is something that it's not just someone who has dissociative identity disorder, it's all of us have different parts. And, we're different according to what's going on in the moment. And I, when I was writing this, was really connected to the part of myself that is very scared. There are other parts that aren't so scared, and it depends on the moment. But, I was also watching The Queen's Gambit, which was making me nervous also. So anyway, that's.
Right. Well, any piece of art is a snapshot of a moment in time, right? It's never going to be, and that's the power of it. If you can really get in touch with that moment and not try and speak about every moment and not try and speak about the specificity really becomes deeply authentic and moving. So really love this very much, Donna, and really love that you're willing to go there and be a little vulnerable about it.
If this one felt really vulnerable to me to share, it really did.
And I think it speaks to me because of that. And I think it's very honest. I think even the most secure one among us, I'm sure, has these feelings. It's all part of the package.
Yep. Thank you.
Barbara Grindell.
Sorry for jumping the gun there. Okay, thank you. How long will I be forgotten, Adonai? Will I be forgotten forever? How long will you hide your face? See me, I am reaching out to you. Hear me, I am calling out to you. How long will I feel grief in my heart? I know that the loss that I feel, I will always feel. Maybe it will lessen over time, Adonai, with your help.
Beautiful, and really nice use of the language of the psalm, and really nice expression of your own really deeply felt feelings.
Right. I wrote this very quickly. I knew that the deadline seemed very, very fast when Harold, mailing it out a week early, as Harold said he did by mistake. But I just took a look at it and it just spoke to me, and the see me and reaching, and then the hear me and the calling, it just was there. I didn't have to do much work. And I do know from the grief work that I'm doing in group that the loss is going to be the loss. I mean, you just don't, the best thing I can do though is write and talk about Jonathan and share the experiences and help people that are new to this. And maybe it will lessen over time. I was going to make one other comment to Stevens when he talked about regret. It's very funny. In the grief group, they replace guilt with regret and use regret sort of in a positive way, where it doesn't interfere with you so much. And so I saw that Stephen used it almost as guilt. The regret was almost like a quote unquote bad thing, just for me. That's how I react. Now regret is okay. It's regret. It's lighter than guilt. It's not so bad is all I'm saying. But this, I'm hoping Adonai sees me, hears me, and it lessens. That's the best I can hope for, is that it gets better, and it's gotten better. It's gotten better, and you deal with what comes to you, right? So thank you.
The hole that deep loss and grief creates stays there, and we learn to adjust to it, to live with it, to carry it around, and it has a different impact on us, but it never goes away.
Right, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. So, and thank you for this class.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
And we hope you're healing okay from your surgery.
Yes.
Yes, I am. And I'm working through it, as you saw.
There's the physical.
Cooking anyway.
All right.
Thank you.
Alison Drew Klein.
Barbara, first, I just want to send my condolences to you again. Okay. Le Big Bang.
What's it?
Big Bang. How long must I endure this pain? This unbearable heaviness of being? Where is this bright light? Where are you? My soul feels like it's exploding. Overwhelmed with angst, my fear flourishes fiercely. And where are you? My enemy is so abundant, so hateful, and so full of evil. This tribe of deplorables has only grown stronger. But where are you? Our leaders have surely failed us since the 22nd of Tevet, 5777. I can't even say the date. I have been battling despair with diminished patience, even as our tribe protests and flails against this tyrannical depravity. Your teachings have been soothing, although temporary. With gratitude, I desperately cling to the comforting chorus of my psalm mates. Still, where are you? I ache for some morsel of relief. Guide me, return me to the strengths you have bestowed on us all from the garden of your creation. I will forego the apple and sing unto your loving kindness. Selah.
Wow. And I like the way you're using the where are you as the Adana. That beautiful. So speak to us a little bit, Alison.
So I haven't done a psalm in a while, a translation, and I always feel so inauthentic when I do it. But of course, this one, it just flew out of me. And then I started, yeah, who said the unbearable lightness of being, right? Yes, all of that, of course, tied to the election, tied to from 2016 and the rest of life that complicates it all. The part about that was interesting to me, I was looking at the Mitchell and the Fisher, was where, and I think in the altar also, where it speaks of our enemies and somehow getting something over us, and then we are trying to escape it or overcome it. And I never wanted to give that strength to my enemies, of me of having to I didn't want to give that energy to them, and felt by turning it around somewhat, showing that we are fighting, but since the 74 million people have been bothering me so much, and it's so much in my heart. The first time, the first election seemed like such an anomaly, and then those people not significant. And I was thinking of leaving the country the first time, and I thought, no, this is my country. I'm staying. We will get it back. And now with the second vote, and the numbers of 74 million people, I keep thinking this is not a place I want to be. Here. It's not giving up anything. I don't feel like if I leave, I'll give up my country, because my country is not my country anymore. It's not.
So this psalm really gets to that level of despair and depression, and that's a part of what psalms do, is really go deep and say, and using that where are you as this very forceful, okay, things are really looking bad, where are you? Very, very powerful. Very powerful, Alison. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kohenet Judith Hollander. Is Judith here?
Judy, you here?
I am in the car,
Okay.
and I didn't, so can I read tomorrow?
Yes, mark down for tomorrow. Darina.
Okay, thank you.
Drive safely. Wear your seatbelt.
That's a good psalm, Rabbi.
Indeed. I'm here. Borrowed time. I'm in trouble, universe. Reading the news is now like watching an explosion in slow motion. It gets a little faster every day. That gets a little closer every day. I wonder how much time is left until it reaches my family and me. It will soon be winter with nothing but bare branches outside. I think I'm running out of last wishes, except for maybe that uncertain snow. I'm clinging to the last autumnal treasures, and when they're gone, maybe my time will come. I'm almost ready, universe. I'll never be completely ready. I've had 9 months of borrowed time, to learn to fight off fear, face my death, to say goodbye to everything I love, enjoy what was still left to be enjoyed, resign to not controlling others' actions. Is there time still left to borrow now? How long can I survive like this? How did our ancestors not lose their minds? When life was so uncertain, death so common. If there is time to borrow, buy, or steal, if I have days to live through this ordeal, how can I learn to really live again? This too shall pass for those of us who manage to survive it. I know there are no easy answers, universe.
Wow. Wow. So tell us about writing this off of Psalm 13.
So this was the case in which I was more in control than usual of my creative process. It took me several days and a lot of editing and a lot of compressing what was too long. And it is an expression of my darkest feelings, of my worst. But I didn't want it to be all despair and all darkness. And I realized that this is no way to live, that no matter what's happening in my country, no matter that I'm surrounded with people who just don't wear masks, don't care because they don't believe in the pandemic, and going outside is always dangerous. I still need to learn to really live while this lasts, for as much time as I have left, no matter where I live through the whole pandemic or die. And I want to make one acknowledgement. I'm Almost Ready Universe is an echo of Leonard Cohen's I'm Ready, My Lord, but it's impossible for me to really be completely ready. I always admired the dignity with which he said that in that song.
Well, this is such a powerful, again, totally appropriate in the Psalms, of having a psalm that really expresses this kind of despair. And also this sense of how did our ancestors not lose their minds when life was so uncertain, death so common? If there is time to borrow, buy, or steal, if I have days to live through this ordeal, how can I learn to really live again? This too shall pass for those of us who manage to survive it. I know there are no easy answers, universe. Spectacular, Dorina. And I think you're really, you expressed something I mentioned, I don't remember when, but recently, that for Americans, part of the pain of what this experience has been is to learn that the world is not a deeply fair place, and that there are levels of, there are not Hollywood endings. And Europeans and people from other parts of the world know that. Americans suffer from a Hollywood needing things to be summed up quickly. And that's something that I think is stretching Americans in particular right now. But that despair is so deep and so relevant, and certainly speaks from, I think, many of our deepest sense of despair. So thank you for putting that into words, Dorina. Beautiful, really beautiful.
We have Goldstein with her usual designated hitter, Sherry Dratfield, doing the reading.
How many how longs? A Psalm 13 long Shiva song, cry draft, on World AIDS Day, Shabbat's dawn, with help from Psalm 46. How long until we belong? How long to be alone? How to be long alone? How to belong alone? We belong along with, not alone. How many how longs? Until when will you come? Will it be, or are we, am I okay? Be still and know. Be still, even though your hurt asserts no. Unclench your heart's fist first. Then Open your hand, turn it up to my face and yours, and place it gently upon your chest, beyond mind's noise, toward your true you, to rest upon and touch your heart. Hold it there as I hold you. Witness your heart's hurt as I witness you. What does she want? Listen. What is her call? Yours? Listen to your heart's wish. Let her whispers kiss it. Linger. Breathe her in. Then breathe out and allow your grief's fear, your fear's grip, and your tears' tails, the true and the tall, to fall away. You need not carry it, nor hold its place. Listen to your heart's wish. Release it all to me, and then breathe in all of your beloveds, their love, and train your heart with mine. Shh, shh, Shekhinah. Be still and know that. Be still. Until when will we until when we will belong? Until when we will no longer be long gone from each other? You, we who have been each a lone village for so long, to be alone and to belong. How? Until when? Why? There are too many, all alone, each and each. Some bodies, someone, and some have none. A lone body which waits, lies down alone. Gasping soldier who, unseen, unheard, holds on and then succumbs to become one of an untold, unheld number of the gone. Dies. So many frontline, loyal shoulders toil, carry too many unsung, trying trench hours alone, only to tarry and tire amidst an army of those separated, silenced, prone souls who shall ever remain stilled. What for? Forever? For what? Who will remain? Who will we choose to become? How shall we, masked, remained ones, begin to speak up for those who cannot? How can we not ask why? And how do we remain both your beloved and your loving children? Please, God, please teach us, touch us. You're untouched. We who hunger for that which we also fear, and turn and return us to your light as you beat each unforgiving and unforgiven breast, to fix and affix each heart towards your face until we need not hide ours from each other, just to stay alive, just to stay, just to stave off justice, to save a life. Oh, to stay and to save a life. Help us belong to one another and to you once again. Be still and know that. Be still and know that I am ever near, here, still, forever more.
Wow, what an epic poem. It's like I could hear it as a cantata with voices, and really fantastic. Goldie, are you here to talk to us a little? And Sherry, thank you so much for that beautiful reading.
You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you, Sherry.
Can you talk to us a little bit about writing this?
Yes, thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Rabbi. Well, in the interest of time, I'll just briefly share that I submitted it. I thought it was due last Sunday, so it was interesting writing it at World Age Shabbat time. And I often have long time meditations on words like still and belong and be alone, but they've taken on deeper layers of understanding for me during this time, as has the words from Psalm 46, which I try to meditate on a few times a week with a group. So it really informed my interpretation of Psalm 13.
The whole Psalm 46, or are there particular?
Oh, the be still, I believe it's from Psalm 40. So I just, and then when Ira read his haiku, it reminded me of my long-time meditations on that and the current time. So it informed it, and I kind of left it all in at the risk of being so much. And I'm very sensitive to all of the how longs. I sort of are in the collective unconscious. And I suppose when Sherry read it, there were many other things that came up. It just what came out from hearing the psalm when you first read it, the Sepharia, Hebrew and English.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And I love how you play with the formatting, and I think this is good for people to look at. This is a really beautiful example of playing with formatting to express a kind of a repetition and to emphasize different words and word phrases. The how long to be alone, how to be long alone, how to belong alone. Beautiful. We belong alone. Just fantastic. Really, really wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The Hebrew is so dense. I would love to be. I'm not a native speaker, so you help us kind of enter into it. So thank you for indulging me going on a bit. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yes, Goldie, I wish that I were a typesetter because I would have a field day with that.
Yes, really.
So we're going to, Scott Soloway is only here today, so we're going to jump ahead to his offering and then finish up with the cantor, and we will come back to the list in order tomorrow. Scott?
Hi there, thank you. I'll be here for hopefully tomorrow too, but thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't know how long you will forget me. I don't know how long you will hide from me. I don't know how long I'll be ruminating in anguish. I don't know how long I will be overshadowed. Now, notice me, know me, lighten me, brighten me, enliven me, then I, happy and trusting in your overwhelming kindness, can sing for you.
Wow, beautiful. And I love the way you translate the ad anna to I don't know. Beautiful. So I don't know how long. So talk to us, Scott.
It struck me very strongly that this was coming from a place, as we've all talked about, of a depression, of a feeling hopeless. And I didn't include the parts about enemies, although I hope it sort of is in there without it being called out. But I think that too, when we're in our lowest moments, we tend to feel like everybody's against us. And I think that
even those who are not, I think that's a really good point, that part of despair is also you start to lose the ability to distinguish.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that, my feeling was to try to use the ad anna and to have that sort of repetition of it, and something that even almost sounded like it. But I felt that in that last line there is, for me, I translated it as then, as if
that's good. That works. Totally works. Yep.
Yeah. And the Kigamalalai at the end, I thought of it as sort of an overwhelming, sort of being an overwhelming kindness. Is that right? Yeah. And that's when we can feel, as I said, lightened and livened, that we can sometimes, I know I can then, it allows me to have my voice open up. And that's part of the relationship, not just with God. I mean, I didn't capitalize even, but with each other.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And there you, with the 6 verses, you're really reflecting also that original 6 verses of the Psalm. So that's another way that you're reflecting the spareness of the original, which is beautiful. And the kindness piece, I'm struck by also, Scott, and I think it's very interesting that I think you said overwhelming kindness. Is that what you said?
Yes.
And I don't know, I think it's a pretty powerful thing if you're feeling despair or depression, to be able to be aware enough to appreciate when somebody's kind to you, or when you experience kindness, can be jolting, because it can jolt you in a way that, wow, there's this. So I like the phrase overwhelming kindness very much.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that's very deeply, yes.
thank you, everyone. Those are our offerings for
Beautiful
today.
offerings today. Thank you, everybody.
Looking at the list, we will go through offerings tomorrow, and I think we will finish them up in the first half of Wednesday and then turn to Psalm 14. And I sent everybody their text and also a listing again of all of the books to buy so that you can buy them. And with that, I guess Cantor Nimi will sing us out. Let me get back to your,
Sure.
Here you go.
Thank you. So sitting with all the offerings today. Ad Anna, excuse me. Ad Anna Hashem. Ad Anna tishkacheni netzach. Ad Anna tasir et panecha mimeni. Ad Anna tasir, Ad Anna. Ad Anna Hashem. Ad Anna tishkacheni netzach. Ad Anna tasir et panecha mimeni. Ad Anna tasir, Ad Anna. Ad Anna shit etzot benafshi, yagon bilvavi omam. Ad Anna yarom oivi alai. Ad Anna, Ad Anna, Ad Anna. Ad Anna shit etzot benafshi, yagon bilvavi omam. Ad Anna yarom oivi alai. Ad Anna, Ad Anna, Ad Anna.
Wow. Cantor Nimi, thank you, thank you, thank you. So beautiful. And thank you for finding it. Thank you for singing it with such deep feeling. Love to everybody. Happy Electoral College Day. Happy day 4. 5th candle is tonight.
And we have a candle lighting at, is it 5:15 or 5:45 tonight that people can? Well, if you go to the CBST website,
it's 5:45.
5:45 tonight.
And to repeat what Harold said last week, if you haven't gotten your ticket yet for tomorrow night's concert, do so. It's going to be fabulous. A wonderful Hanukkah concert with Seth Rudetsky, and I'm going to be doing a little interview with folks afterwards, and I'll be speaking during the concert also. So really, it's going to be fun. It's really going to be fun, and I think the information is all on the website. But if
CBST.org, yes.
CBST.org. Join us tomorrow night. Make sure you get a ticket.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Harold, are you still here? No. No. Oh, well. I
thought she was doing some kind of a recap today. If you were new to the Psalms class or wanted a review. Didn't she say Monday?
No.
Right?
Next Monday? It wasn't today.
She said today? She said next Monday. She said like on Thursday, next Monday. So Anyway,
No,
okay.
I don't know if it
was Monday.
I thought she said the 21st, but I don't know.
Oh, maybe she did. That would be next Monday.
Yeah.
Next Monday. I got to be careful with that. I got to be careful with that unmuting business. I was going to be next, so I unmuted. Just dropped too early, and that was a big problem. I got to, it's upsetting, and it's upsetting for the person who, of course, isn't being interrupted. Of course, I understand that.
It happens.
But of course, I know, and I should be kinder to myself. But I am cooking. Yes. I am cooking those root vegetable latkes. They were fantastic. Oh.
Were they? So no, I didn't mean it like that. But did they taste like?
They tasted like latkes.
They tasted like latkes.
And I put the recipe on the Psalms class Facebook page.
I saw that.
And it was not that hard. In other words, when you have to peel all those potatoes, it's much harder. This was easier because it's a carrot, a parsnip, onion. Mm-hmm. It was good. And somebody did it. I have to see Joan. Joan did it without the flour. And that might be interesting as well. I didn't put a lot of flour in. What I should have said is I never adhere to a recipe totally. I always, a little bit of this, a little, I don't do it. That's why I don't bake. Baking is very exact.
Right.
I am not exact, so that's it. But anyway, they were good for whatever it's worth. First time I ever did those, so yeah. But when you're in the house and you have nothing to do, you cook. Anyway, sorry.
I always have problems with mine sticking together. They always fall apart in the frying pan.
Well, see, the flour and the egg really helped it.
Flour, I need more flour. Well,
I didn't put a lot in. Whatever it said, I think I put a tad less. But it was a drop of baking powder and the flour. I have flour in the house. But they did. The whole key is the oil has to be really hot.
Maybe that's it. I got to try it again tonight.
Try it. Yeah, I hope so. And let me know. It's exciting. It gives me something to do. I need activities here with the broken leg, so I can get to the stove. Yeah. It's not hurting as much, so it's good. Wednesday, I won't be in class because I have the doctor, so I was glad I read today. Just arbitrarily, he picked me. I handed it in so fast, I knew I'd be in the beginning.
Barbara, I liked when you said replace regret with
yes.
Replace guilt with regret.
Thank you.
That really helps me.
Oh, really? I'm in this group. Survivors
it helps me a lot.
Thank you. Okay. I didn't even know if it was appropriate to say it because it was Stephen's word, but he was happy with it. He wrote me in the chat. It was fine that I did it.
Really helps me. Thank you.
Anytime you say I feel guilty, just say I feel regret. It's slighter. It's not so bad. It's not a bad. Good. I'm glad I could help. Boy.
It puts it in a different.
Very helpful.
It does. But he used regret more as a word that bothered him. But okay. But then he explained it to me too. So I'm really happy to hear that, Rafaela.
Thank you. I need
this class is amazing. It's given me so much. So if I could give back, especially the people in here, the quality, their knowledge, it's just the classmates. It's unbelievable. As people are reading, I'm thinking that's my classmate. This is my classmate. So but we all have our own voice to say whatever. Everyone's got a different voice, and that's what makes
I've been working on Psalms a little bit, but I just haven't felt like ready.
Well, once you write one, it'll get easier because
I'm doing it the first one was the hardest.
Excuse me?
I have unfinished couple.
No.
Okay, but you'll get there, and whatever it says, it'll speak to you and to whoever is listening. We always can find something to get from it. We learn from each other's Psalms, is what I'm trying to say. Yes. And whatever your attempt is, it's going to be great because it'll be from you. You're writing it. That's what Rabbi Kleinbaum said a million times over and over.
I know.
Authentic is what voice. Yes, authentic voice. I can't do flowery. I can't do 10 adjectives of one. I can't do that. That's just not me.
It's not me either. It's not me.
So you do your own style, okay? Whatever is you. And also,
I like simple.
Simple. Most of mine is simple too, if you notice. But if you read other translations, you may find somebody's style that you like. Then use that as a helper. I like Bernstein. She's a woman of a few words, so.
Yeah, I just thought that's the book I ordered.
I have it. It's really good.
I have Mitchell already. Somebody gave it to me. I have
that's nice.
Mitsuda.
And you can take some out of the library, by the way, and then see which you really like. My library here has a few.
I felt that I would like Bernstein, so I ordered it.
Yeah, no, I ordered it.
I can't order all of them.
No, of course not. No, I mean, but every little bit helps. But this class, boy, in April, I wanted to do it and I thought I can't get up. See, here we go. I'll never get up. But then by September, she made that opening. Other people can come. And now I get up every day. It's part of my day now. I love it.
It really helps.
It does. You're learning. I love to learn. I'm in my 70s. I love to still learn.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm pushing 70, so.
There you go. It's not so bad. 70 is not so bad. Even 80 is young these days.
It'll be what it is. What it is.
And when we learn, we stay young. That's the key.
Yes.
Right.
And taking care of dogs keeps you young too, even though it's not their fault I fell. I broke my ankle.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
There's a lesson there with that ankle. I don't know what the lesson is yet, but I'm gonna figure it out
with that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm not letting it stop me. Let's put it that way.
I see that.
I went to the printer. I printed out the poem for myself today. I cook, because it's easier sometimes to cook than to give Cheryl every little piece of it. Oh, do this, do this, do this, do this. So I just get over to the stove and do it. So anyway, we'll be at the candles tonight, and they forgot to announce there's a healing tonight, healing circle.
Yes, there is.
I'll be there. I love that too.
Yeah.
And the CBST has really come through in this pandemic, that's for sure. To be online with all these great courses, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's helping me get through.
Good. Yes. Me too. Well, keep practicing. 14's coming up, so.
Thank you.
And 14 is my lucky number, so I may write another one for 14.
Okay.
Take care, Rafaela. Always a pleasure.
Yes.
Take care. All right.
Take care, Tasha.
Take care, Tasha. We're leaving before you tell us it's time.
Okay. Have a good afternoon. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.